not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. A fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is going mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is gone mad, and we sing our songs and we just hold on, yeah. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. They say that I'm reckless, because I'm relentless. They spit on my face and crush on my name and taking my life in vengeance. Yeah, you could try and blame us and try and take what's sacred, but we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. A fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is gone mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is gone mad, and we sing our songs and we just hold on, yeah. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. It's time that you know. It doesn't matter if the world is going mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Red alert, John, shine a light down on the front lines of my mind now. is cooking. Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Lisa Rock Jones and
Sean Randy Smith, and this is WWE Fastlane pre-show.
yes, as the road to WrestleMania heats up, it is time to switch lanes to the Fastlane.
So we will start off with the pre-show match.
After weeks of feuding, in the pre-show, Andrade, otherwise known as Andrade Cien Almas, will go one-on-one with Rey Mysterio in the Battle of the Mexicans.
Now, who do we expect to win this match since the two were in action, which has been on SmackDown in that fatal four-way match for the US title?
I could see this one go either way because, I mean, Andrade is probably the future of the company, but then again, Rey Mysterio is good as well. It should be a very interesting match, although I am slightly against it being on the kickoff or pre-show. However, it does make a change that the Cruiserweight Championship isn't being defended on the pre-show.
That's true, very true. But now we're on to the main match card.
At the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, the Usos defeated The Miz and Shane McMahon to become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Now they will get a rematch for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
But there's been rumours going around of a heel turn, but the thing is, we don't know which one of the Miz or Shane is going to turn heel.
Yes, I expect the Usos to win this match, either because someone turns heel during the match, or maybe they turn heel after the match. But it's whether the Miz turns or Shane turns, because all indicators point to the Miz going one-on-one with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania.
Our next match concerns very interesting last-minute changes.
Yes, after being the last person to be eliminated in the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship and pinning Daniel Bryan in a tag team match on the episode of SmackDown afterwards, Kofi Kingston was awarded with a WWE Championship match by Shane McMahon. However, Vince McMahon, who appears to recently enjoy changing the match cards and replacing people in matches, so much so that he may replace the entire WrestleMania card, decided to pull Kofi Kingston from the match and replace him with a returning face, Kevin Owens.
Who seems to have been stealing Stone Cold's stunner at the moment.
Whilst this match should be a good match, I mean, last time these two were in the ring together was Daniel Bryan's first match back at last year's WrestleMania.
walking out of Fastlane with the WWE Eco Championship.
It might not be a popular decision, but I think Daniel Bryan escapes with the championship and goes on to defend it against either either Kofi Kingston or Mustafa Ali, or even both at WrestleMania.
Potentially so. But our next match is concerning the WWE Women's Tag Team title.
Yes, at the Elimination Chamber, in the Tag Team Elimination Chamber match for the Women's Tag Team Championships, the Boston Hug Connection, otherwise known as Bayley and Sasha Banks, last eliminated Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville to become Women's Tag Team Champions. However, now they are being challenged by a formidable team in Nia Jax and Tamina.
Oh, yes, they are.
Personally, I would say that Sasha Banks and Bayley need to win this match, because it does not do any favors for them to lose the championships just a few weeks after winning it.
True, so we reckon that the Boston Connection are going to walk out with the championship.
However, side note here, and a possibly interesting fact that may or may not come into effect, Sasha Banks has never successfully defended a championship on the main roster.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
She is a 4-time women's champion and has lost the title in the first title defense that she has had every single time.
Now this next match concerns the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yes, Mandy Rose scored an upset victory against Asuka a few weeks ago on SmackDown.
With no help from Sonya Deville.
And has been awarded with a SmackDown Women's Championship match. However, it would be almost criminal for WWE to take the title off of Asuka at the minute, unless she's injured, which reports say she might have been slightly injured at a house show.
Now, if you were listening to our Fighting With My Family show earlier, then Mandy Rose appears to have a certain love for what the women's division used to be like.
Yes, she's blonde, good looking. However, she is a good in-ring workout, which does kind of help.
But we think it's highly unlikely that she won't win the SmackDown Women's title.
I doubt that she will at this point, but you never know, we may be surprised.
Now this next match has some very interesting competitors in there.
Yes, back in October, Roman Reigns was forced to vacate the Universal Championship as a result of a returning battle with leukemia. That same night, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins won the Raw Tag Team Championships, only for Dean to turn heel on Seth.
And then when you were in attendance, Seth Rollins lost the Raw Tag Team titles to the Authors of Pain.
Dean and Seth would then go on to face each other at TLC for the Intercontinental Championship,
which Dean Ambrose won.
They would go at each other for a while, and then 2 weeks ago, on the February 25th episode of Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns returned to say that he was back and the leukemia was in remission.
Which means he's cleared for in-ring competition.
And then, this past week, he's wanting to do one thing and bring the band back together one more time.
And hinting at a Shield reunion.
Seth was down with it. Dean seemed a bit iffy. He was attacked from behind by Elias,
Who then lost to later on in the evening.
and then Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley decided to do or at least attempted to do a 3-on-2 attack of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Only
in the crowd deciding on what to do.
And then Dean Ambrose comes running back in, helps him out, still looks a bit conflicted, but finally puts his fist in to at least one more time reform the Shield.
And speaking of criminal, it'll be very criminal for WWE to let Roman Reigns lose his first match back since being diagnosed with leukemia.
Yes, so now the Shield will take on Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley in a 6-man tag team match. And it's not just criminal there. Now it appears after a while that Dean Ambrose will no longer be leaving WWE when his contract expires.
Very good news. Now this match has major implications regarding WrestleMania.
Yes, our next match does. Back in January, Becky Lynch won the Women's Royal Rumble match to challenge Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania.
Correct.
Only to be suspended because she refused medical attention.
And then at various Raws and various house shows, she even defied her suspension.
Yes, she then apologised to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, was reinstated, only for Vince McMahon, yet again, to suspend her until after WrestleMania and replace her for everybody's good friend Charlotte Flair.
Much to the WWE fans discuss.
So, and then that did not sit well either because Becky Lynch continued to defy the suspension.
And also this little situation didn't go down well with Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Yes, because Ronda Rousey last week laid the Women's Championship down, giving Stephanie McMahon a week to think about it.
Either you put Becky Lynch back in the match,
or I won't defend the title at WrestleMania. So, Stephanie McMahon this past Monday on Raw lifted the suspension on Becky Lynch and initially scheduled a match between Charlotte and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship after considering it vacated by Ronda Rousey.
who was not best pleased.
No,
Correct.
Ronda Rousey was not best pleased by this when she marched down to the ring and basically said, I told you to include Becky, not exclude me. So, and I vacated nothing. So she takes the championship back. And then a stipulation is added to the match between Charlotte and Becky Lynch.
And the stipulation is,
if Becky Lynch wins the match, then she will be added back into the Raw Women's Championship match of WrestleMania to make it a triple threat match. If she loses, then she's done in that match.
But then, here comes the shocking moment. Ronda Rousey went heel mode.
Yes, the baddest woman on the planet went bad.
She unleashed her anger on the fans to the for attacking Becky Lynch and trying to attack Charlotte, who had none of it.
Yes, Charlotte was basically like, okay, you go after Becky, then she'll be even more easy pickings for me at Fastlane. And then they were going to have a friendly conversation on SmackDown, which
Yeah, right.
which then turned into another brawl, which Charlotte had tried to take advantage, but ended up in the dishonor.
But as we were discussing earlier before we came on the air, this match is going to be very predictable.
Yes, this match is the most predictable match I think I've seen in a while. It's been known since January, if not before then, but the plan for WrestleMania is to do a triple threat match. So if Becky loses this match, I will be amazed, because it is 4 weeks between Fastlane and WrestleMania. So if Becky loses, they've got to come up with some other way to get her into the WrestleMania match, which would just be pointless.
So we'll move on to our next and final match for the Raw Tag Team titles.
On the February 11th episode of Raw, the Revival defeated Chad Gable and Bobby Roode to finally become the Raw Tag Team Champions.
After the 11th millionth time of asking.
Then, this past week on Raw, Aleister Black and Ricochet from NXT challenged the Revival for the titles, only for Bobby Roode and Chad Gable to get involved, and they kind of turned heel as well.
Yes, and they were complaining that they never received their championship rematch.
Even though automatic rematches are not a thing anymore, and they basically saying that Aleister Black and Ricochet have only been there for a few weeks and they're stealing their opportunities. So, at Fastlane, the Raw Tag Team Championships will be defended in a triple threat match. The Revival defending against Aleister Black and Ricochet, and Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. And now remember this, if I remember correctly, the rules of a triple threat match.
Yeah, right. Roll for the rules.
You can tag any one of the. You don't have to tag your own tag team partner. I believe it still starts with 2 teams in the ring.
Yeah.
Or maybe even 3, I can't fully remember. But, of course, the scary thing with a triple threat match is that the Revival does not have to be involved in the decision to lose the championship. But, considering that the Revival have only been tag team champions for 4 weeks-ish, I think it would be crazy to have them lose the titles, especially how the Raw Tag Team titles have been hot potatoed recently between The Shield, AOP, Gable and Roode, and the Revival, although Gable and Roode did have a fairly decent run.
So that about does it for our Fastlane pre-show.
Fastlane airs on the WWE Network this Sunday at midnight UK time.
So until then, he's been
Reese Rock Jones, and he's been
Sean Magnuson. Enjoy Fastlane, and we will see you next week for our reaction to Fastlane in all of its entirety.
And, of course, even more build to the road to WrestleMania.
That may include a Hall of Fame show.
Delete.
Bye.